Tuning in to my Positive Perspective Internet show today, where we feature individuals and groups who share the goal of improving the local Charleston community. Today's episode is brought to you by Gatorade, a great way to quench your thirst. Joining me on today's episode is Thomas McEwee. So, how you doing, Thomas?
Good, man. I'm doing great.
Did I hit that last name correctly?
Very close. So close.
Nice.
But, you know, I've heard so many different pronunciations. I let people sort of have their own.
Yeah, you gotta be lenient. My last name is Direline, and people, I've heard the craziest things about, it's like, you're not even close.
Every time I'm on James Island and somebody knows me, it's McGilwee.
Okay.
With a G.
Okay.
But that's just how it is.
Okay, cool. Well, of course, you're one of you're a member of the local band Fowler's Mustache.
Yeah.
And every band, I think, one of the really cool stories every band has to have, and they're all different, is they all came together for different reasons and different circumstances. So
yeah.
Can you maybe talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Well, yeah, we all started just as friends first. I think 4 or 5 of us grew up in the same neighborhood in Long Point in Mount Pleasant. And so we all had known each other for 10 or 12 years, at least. Mm-hmm. Actually, probably more like 18 years or something.
Yeah.
Before we actually got the band together. And we got together after we all sort of came back home from college. And I went and saw Nick play, and he invited me up on stage. And that sort of reconnected us. Mm-hmm. And we had never played together. And then I started tooling around with Matt Stanley, who had sort of a stable of tunes that you wanted to do something with. You didn't know what.
Yeah. Okay.
And
then of course Matt is the vocalist.
Yeah.
And I guess it was always that way from the get-go. He was always the vocalist.
He was definitely the main vocalist from the start, mm-hmm. and he sort of encouraged me to start at least trying to do some backup vocals and stuff with him, and now I can't imagine not doing that.
Yeah,
so
it's almost second nature now.
Yeah, we've all kind of pushed each other to get better and try things that we maybe aren't used to.
Yeah,
in a band, and but yeah, once Matt and I got together, all it took was a friend asking us if we wanted to play an engagement party, and we were off and running. And I think we picked the name Fowler's Mustache like just because we had a gig and we needed a name.
All right,
and everybody liked it, so we kept it.
And
we just kind of went from there. We really enjoyed playing together, and we picked up Nick after a few months of doing a few small shows, and not too long after that, we picked up Matt Goss, who's been playing keyboards for us, and Savage Stones. And
what about John, the drummer? How did he come on board?
You know what? I didn't know Tank that well. Mm-hmm. I knew of him. He was a year younger than us in school, and I guess he knew Matt Stanley and Chris Richter.
Okay.
Or at least they knew him a little better than me, and they said, "Hey, he plays drums." I said, all right.
Yeah,
let's do it. Yeah, we need a drummer.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and we've been friends ever since.
Okay.
I feel a little silly not having been friends with him before because he's such a nice guy.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the name Fowler's Mustache, because that's pretty. That is a nice, neat little story to it. Of course, the Fowler is Rob Fowler, a local meteorologist here in Charleston, and he is just a fantastic person.
Oh yeah.
He has been the MC at the brain injury Shuckarama event that's held for brain injury survivors. Every January, and you want to hear this past January because it was raining like crazy, and he had to go into the station for a quick little work.
Oh yeah.
However, it's one of the reasons why I think as many people show up to that event as they do, just to see Rob. And
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, and we've done charity events with him before. He's a cancer survivor.
Okay.
And we've done an event, it's the Monica Krieber Golf Tournament.
Okay.
Which is on, I think it's out at Wild Dunes. They've been doing it. And he always comes to that, and usually gives a little speech.
Yeah.
Sort of talks about his experience. So
Okay.
we feel like it's kind of a little bit like fate that we picked this name randomly.
Yeah.
But he shares a lot of the same sort of interests and stuff that we do as far as like fundraising and supporting good causes and
Sure.
So we become kind of a team. It's been
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah, and really with Rob, you know, me being a brain injury survivor, and of course that's one of the things that I really started my positive perspective for was to reach out for brain injury survivors, and it's the same type of thing, same type of partnership. So.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's talk about your recent CD you have coming out.
It's called Goodnight Mother Earth. It's got, I believe, 13 tracks on it.
Okay.
We started recording it probably 2 or 3 years ago, and we just kind of did it in a slow process at Encore Music in Mount Pleasant. They're really great and helped us out a lot over there and helped us put out a really cool record for a great price, which is the real victory.
Yeah,
Because it's expensive to make a record.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like making a book, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you produce them and then you're like, okay, great. You know, you're like, I'll take 1,000 of them, and then you got 1,000 books or 1,000 CDs, and you're like,
oh, what am I gonna do?
Yeah, exactly, man. But you know, I mean, you have these, you know, these works that you created, and you're proud of them, and you know they can be used to benefit things, and that's what it's all about.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a labor of love and fun, and you know, we don't really care about making our money back or anything like that. Like, we're just excited to be able to get it out.
Just do it for the
to
love.
people to listen to, and hopefully they'll share it with people.
Yeah.
You know, that they think would like it. So
just do it for the love of the sport, right?
Yeah, man. Love the game.
Carry it on. Thank y'all for tuning in to My Positive Perspective, and we'll see you on the next episode.
On a sunny day, I feel my thoughts drift away. Only good vibes and good times living in my brain. On a sunny day, catch me lamping in the shade, feeling so fine and so high. Oh, my sunny day, still I hope all my efforts will one day pan out. Love within, you'll never be without. So I roll, feeling strong and so invincible.